Wednesday, summertime in Daytona Beach, a little muggy out there. And some people like that, not me. I'm one day closer to fall, that's what I see. Welcome to 1 Million Cups, Daytona Beach chapter. And we are here at the awesome Daytona Cinematique. Ed, thank you for having us. They have events going on all throughout the summer. There's calendars out. We want to share that information so people can enjoy this great venue. We're brought to you by the Coffin Foundation. Do we have anyone here for the first time? Oh, well, welcome. Yes, all right, thank you. So this is going on all throughout the country where entrepreneurs are sharing their story and we're giving them feedback. So this is an opportunity for us to learn and also to give. So our presenter will, they're going to share some stuff with us, and they're wanting our feedback. So that's this venue for that, and no pressure on them, and no pressure on us. And so we do have a happy hour coming at the end of the month. It's going to be at Beaches, which is just over the International Bridge here on the left, and we're going to be doing that the last Thursday of the month. So usually about 5:30. We'd love to have you there, just a kind of informal hangout, enjoy what they have over at Beaches, and completely remodeled. And there's like a car wash, there's like a beverage store, and then there's a restaurant. And it's a great venue just for people like us to get together. So today our guest speaker, our presenter is Phiesta LLC, and that is owned by Diego Handel. So let's give him a nice warm welcome.
Good morning. Thank you all for joining us. I've been coming to Million Cups for a while now, and it's a great organization. I think Million Cups is unique, free, which is unusual, and free coffee, free water, very supportive people, both the organizers and the people who attend and collaborate and make comments. So I've been in the Daytona Beach, Florida area for most of my life. Even though I was born in Uruguay in South America and lived there for the first 5 years of my life, and then 5 years in Tel Aviv, Israel, and then in New Jersey, and then in Florida finally for college and law school, University of Miami Hurricanes. Practiced law in Miami, business law with a law firm in Coral Gables. And then I practiced in Jerusalem, Israel for a while with a law firm in Jerusalem. And then in Orlando for a big business corporate law firm where I really trained. And then I opened my own office in Daytona Beach. My father was a physician here. I had free office space, so that was an enticing offer. In the beginning, I didn't like Daytona because it was a small town. I come from Miami and New York City area, so it took me a little bit, but once I discovered what a nice community it is, I realized why my father decided to come here from New York and not to South Florida. He could have gone to South Florida. He was head of a department at Halifax, California. He came down here. He was offered positions in both South Florida and Daytona. He said, I like Daytona better. So I didn't grow up here. I came here as a lawyer already. I have a younger sister who grew up here, went to Seabreeze, on the middle to Moke Elementary, and then law school, college law school, and as a judge in Palm Beach County. And I have 3 children, all of whom grew up in Daytona. My oldest, Seabreeze, University of Florida Business. Second one, Spruce Creek IB, Electrical Engineering, University of Florida. My third, Spruce Creek IB, Danielle. And she then went to Emory, was a dancer for South Beach Dance since she was 6, all through high school. And danced at Emory with Emory Dance, and now at Stanford doing her PhD in economics. Actually, she's in Zambia now. Anyway, so that's a short bio. So I decided to do it a little differently than most. I don't have any slides. I just wanted my company name, which is Phiesta LLC. What Phiesta does is, Phiesta owns a hotel in Daytona, a 5-minute walk south on Beach Street. It's called, right now it's called the Golden Magnolia Marine Resort. It's 444 South Beach Street, Daytona Beach. It's had 2 main buildings. The north building is the oldest standing structure in Daytona Beach, built in 1871. The second building was built in 1876. The builder was Riley Peck, grandfather or great-grandfather of Mr. Peck, who owns a construction company in Daytona Beach Shores. A lot of history here in town, a lot of families that have been here hundreds of years. The Root family in real estate, before that Coca-Cola bottling company, other families. In any event, the NASCAR family, of course, the France family, now it's Lisa, Brian, and the children of Bill France Jr., Jim France, his brother, who was the chairman of NASCAR. And then there's, of course, Hyatt Brown, a real benefactor in this town. A lot of other people who contribute. And a lot of people who are philanthropic also. We talked about that in some of the meetings. Remember there was a new business person. There was a discussion about whether he should participate in philanthropy or not. And I had encouraged him to do it even at the beginning, even if he gave a little bit, because when you start off that way, when you give back, even a little bit, it shows your commitment to the community. It also feels good to do it. So this organization shares the space with the Cinematique, also with Beach Street Church, which meets here on Sundays. It's Pastor Katie. They cater really to the homeless community. They meet every Sunday at 10:30. She does a great job with her helpers and reaching out to the homeless and giving them prayer. And she invites all kinds of people from all religions to speak to the group, very open. So she does very good work. In any event, so I bought the Golden Magnolia Marine Resort 2 years ago. It was owned then by 3 people that were born in the Soviet Union. And 2 of them were general contractors, so they did a wonderful job because the property had been abandoned for many years. Before that, it was known as the Live Oak Inn, because of the stately and old oak trees, the property. So the name is changing now from Golden Magnolia Marine Resort to Phiesta Inn. It's an inn. We have 15 rooms. They're all different. They all have names. We're also changing our website with the help of someone who's here. I've met a lot of people here at Million Cups that work with me. A physical therapist, someone who, through her, does mind-body type of therapies. People in all kinds of accounting, insurance, you name it. It's really a wonderful way to connect for people in the Daytona Beach area. Also the Daytona Beach Area Convention and Tourist Bureau, I met them here, the director and one of the other principals. They then invited me to a board meeting. I went and I met some of the main people in the tours and hospitality industry in this area. General manager of the Hilton Oceanfront, other hotels, airport, Daytona Beach International Airport, which has no international flights right now. But we're hoping that will change. I think it will. There used to be a flight that came here from Germany to one of the islands and then Daytona. It's kind of a charter type. I anticipate we're going to have a lot more air traffic internationally here in Daytona. It really has, downtown Daytona, as you all know, has seen a tremendous growth, change. kind of rebirth. When my parents moved here in 1975, downtown Daytona was busy. There was a men's clothing store called Dobie's where I got my first suit. I went with my mom and I got my first suit. There was Dunn's Toys, which was a wonderful toy store on Beach Street. We have photos in my hotel, the black and whites from the early days, 1800s, early 1900s, Beach Street, 1903 or something like that, when it was dirt. The Model Ts were parked on the dirt. You could see the river from here. You could actually see the river. There was dirt leading to the river. A lot of storms came this way. I'm happy to say that my hotel has survived every storm. Thank goodness. I don't want to jinx that, but it was well built and it has survived for 154 years. The way it was built, same wood. The only wood that I replace now is between the building. That's new wood. The old wood is all intact, thank God. So each building has 2 floors in my hotel. We have 2 main buildings and a studio building, which is new, in the parking lot. The buildings, the oldest building has rooms downstairs and upstairs. The new building from 1876 only has rooms upstairs. Downstairs is reception, dining room, which is the whiskey room. First mayor of Daytona lived at this hotel, and when he was here, he incorporated the city in 1876. Vanderbilts used to winter at what is now my hotel. When Mr. Rosario bought the hotel years ago, he ran the restaurant. It was called Rosario's, a very high-end restaurant. I used to come there with my parents for special occasions. Seats 35 people max. This is where we serve breakfast to our guests. It's a bed and breakfast. And we're going to reopen the restaurant in a few months. It's going to be an Argentine-style steakhouse with homemade pasta and steak, just like in Uruguay, where I was born in Argentina. We'll have an international flair. I've already interviewed a few chefs, and I think I've settled on one. Interviewed innkeepers, and I think I've settled on one. We have maintenance people, we have contractors who come in, cleaning people, one who does deep cleaning, she's already doing it. We've been closed ever since Hurricane Milton. Milton. The water came into the oldest building, and it caused damage to the wood between the buildings, so we're finishing restoration of that work. Our contractor will be done in about 2 weeks, and we'll reopen. So we have a lot of plans for the property. We're going to be doing a salsa night every other Saturday night from 8 p.m. till 3 a.m. or so. We'll have live music, a salsa dance instructor, Latin American food, and art, and chess. One of my good friends was an artist, a painter in Miami, was the chess champion in Havana, so he wanted chess included. He's coming this way. I think he's going to move to Daytona. He's a great painter. He's galleries in Spain and South America. Anyway, so it's exciting, a lot of exciting things going on here. You can feel the energy downtown. There's talk about a pedestrian street on Bay Street, eventually create foot traffic. A lot of events are being planned, a lot more venues for music. My friend Ken Hunt with the Speakeasy on Palmetto, which is beautiful. He books some very serious musical groups from all over, New York, Miami, Jacksonville, Orlando, Daytona, jazz, salsa, rhythm and blues, all kinds of music. And he does other events like Kentucky Derby, special events with bourbon and things like that. He's opening up a food place downstairs, and a full liquor license is coming his way. Right now it's beer and wine. We're going to have beer and wine as well, and the full liquor license. We have a whiskey room, so we have to serve whiskey. And we're also going to operate a cigar lounge, company that I formed with a partner called Caddy Cigar Lounge, LLC. We have partners from Nicaragua, Esteli, where the finest tobacco is grown today ever since Cuba went to the communists. And the Dominican Republic is close with excellent tobacco. In any event, we're going to bring coffee in, hopefully some from Cuba and from other countries. We are a high-end bed and breakfast. We're going to be joining an association out of Paris called Chateau and Relais. There's only like 8 in the United States, only one other one in Florida, in Deerfield Beach, which is a beautiful property where I stayed at. And a few in the Boston area and a few in California, and that's it. So I'll be applying for membership as soon as I'm happy. I'm satisfied with all the changes. It's been not easy. I had to fire my first innkeeper that I hired because she was selling drugs out of the hotel. I had to fire the existing innkeeper. I had to fire the general manager, who was one of the previous owners. And my son, oldest son, came to work with me in the middle of all this chaos. So we went through a lot, but we came out. And we persisted. And here we are, very excited about the future. I wanted to tell you that perseverance is key, not to lose faith, despite all the obstacles. A lot of people here are starting new businesses or have relatively new businesses. Every business has challenges. City, code enforcement, licensing, state of Florida, Department of Revenue, the IRS, insurance, accounting, health insurance. There's so many challenges that you face and so many expenses, especially for a new business. I know it's said that you should have enough capital to last for a year with no income. I say 2 years. You need to be fully capitalized for 2 years to survive as a business. Too many open and close. I was talking to somebody yesterday that has an appliance business, and she told me that every couple of months a new competitor opens up. They undercut their prices, they last for 4 months, and they shut down. It's not easy to stay open afloat. But they've been here, she told me, for 21 years, and they're still going strong. So you have to outlast challenges. I also learned as a lawyer in business that you're not really competing against others, you are competing against yourself. You just do the best you can. And try to even collaborate with competitors. I mean, you can help each other. Hotels fill up, you refer people to other hotels, they refer people to you. It's much easier that way. Not always easy to do. People can be difficult, but I find it better for business not to compete against others, simply to compete against yourself. Be the best you can, which means long hours, dedication. But if you like what you're doing, it's not a problem to do. So I don't have any slides because I thought I would just talk a little bit. I did bring some materials kind of to remind me of some things. So the Volusia County Economic Development puts out quarterly reports. The last one that I attended at the Philly Chair Board is called Q3, which is a state of the economy of Volusia County. It's very interesting. We usually have it at Daytona Beach Airport with all kinds of economic reports, a breakfast meeting. The city of Daytona has a historic board. They issue awards and things like that. We have a lot of historic buildings on Beach Street and around the area. I also brought a booklet. It's called Remembrances of an Early Daytona Childhood, which we have at the hotel. It's a wonderful book about people who've been here most of their lives, if not born here. And these are easy to obtain. The Historical Society, Beach Street, very close to here. It's an interesting place to visit. Organizations like Team Volusia, Greater Daytona Region Economic Development Corporation, does a great job. For example, learn how to fund your business at Funding Readiness 2025. Learn from the experts, be funding ready, get inspired. They held that in June 18th in New Smyrna Beach at the Granite Center. The speaker was Al Perkinson, CEO of Bahio Sunglasses. You need to get to know your bankers, shop around to see who the best ones are. We have all of that major banks here and more are coming, including, I think we're going to have one soon right in the heart of downtown, maybe even on Beach Street. Get to know your financial people. We are very close to the art world. We're a new monthly stop on the monthly downtown Daytona Art Walk. We're affiliated with the Elon Gallery right here on Beach Street. And Greg does a wonderful job there. He teaches art. He's got a lot of experience in the art world. He's got a wonderful gallery with a lot of events. He's starting live music every Thursday, 5 p.m. I think starting next week. He's got great musical groups. I heard one last week. There are two musicians from West Volusia. They're wonderful musicians. She's also a painter. Another great institution that I'll mention is the Atlanta Center for the Arts. And I'm affiliated in New Smyrna. That is a gem in Volusia County. They're worldwide recognized for excellence in art, the performing arts, painting, sculpture. They have artists in residence from around the world who come in from. They're very well funded and a beautiful facility in the woods, many buildings. It's a wonderful organization. And anyway, my main interest, I'm really a developer. I was a business lawyer, a corporate lawyer. I always was involved in real estate and things like that. I come from a family of people who know real estate, my mother and my grandparents. And I learned a lot from them, my father. I learned the importance of owning your property and your business if you can. It really makes a big difference in reducing costs, increasing your asset value, just having a better life. So I come from a world where we don't borrow that much. We don't have, we don't spend. That's the way it's done in Argentina. Well, Argentina a year ago, that's the way it's done. So people don't have mortgages. If you have money, you buy it. If you don't, you just gotta buy it. In any event, there's options. You can do leases to buy, options to buy, things like that, which sometimes work very well. There's a lot of good consultants, some of whom have spoken before you, including that lawyer who spoke. It was very good. I've been so impressed with the quality of speakers that the organizers bring. And a free event like this is really phenomenal. SBA people, Volusia County Economic Development with grants, state of Florida people, people from Ormond Chamber, from Ormond Tourism, from Daytona, from all over. So we are an integral part of Central Florida, the United States, and the world, really. We are becoming more and more international. I have a lot of international guests who come from all over South America, from Europe, Asia, New York, Chicago, LA, people in the oil business, people in the racing world, things like that. I have a small enough hotel that I get to know all my guests at breakfast, which we serve from 8:30 to 11:30. And anyway, so can tell you that I bought the hotel by accident. I was staying, I went to Miami for about a year, I came back, and I was staying in Flagler Beach at the Whale Watch Motel on A1A. And my business partner said, "You're too far, let me introduce you to someone who owns a hotel in Daytona. Since we're developing in Daytona on the beach, parking, food trucks, and a stage for festivals." So he brought me to the Golden Magnolia. I met one of the owners who was running the Daytona Beach. I stayed for a month in the studio building, and then she told me that they're selling, and I bought it. I fell in love with the place, and I bought it. And I never intended to buy a hotel, but it's really been a labor of love for me and my son and my friends and colleagues and things like that. So a lot of opportunities here, a lot of opportunities. You have to just keep your eyes open, curious, not be afraid to take calculated risks. I'm developing a hotel that's going to be a real hub, a lot of activities. We do regular sort of events. We've done a Victorian Halloween party. We've done political fundraisers. We're doing kind of a business networking thing. My hotel, before the storms, and the old owners used to have a tea, sort of a high tea for ladies once a month with speakers, historical society speakers, which was really nice. And we're going to do a sports thing also when football season, basketball season start, with big screens and food and music and stars, all of that. So I'd like it to be again a hub of activity like it was when it was built by Riley Peck and the first mayor of the Vanderbilts. It was really a lot of activity on Beach Street, and we're coming back. Anyway, so that's my presentation.
All right. Well, thank you, Diego. That's exciting. Nice to hear the history, but more importantly, the future as well, and you being a part of that and the redevelopment of that historic location is fantastic, and we appreciate that. I've been in this area for 30 years, and I want to say that I've seen several transitions here on Beach Street, and this one here that's going on right now seems to be the one that's going to be everlasting with the investments that yourself is making, and with the park next door with the help from the I. Brown family. It's huge, so we appreciate that. So we're going to open up the floor for any comments or questions. So who's first here? Charles.
What's the significance of the name? How did you come up with the name? Yes.
Oh, good question. Well, Fiesta in Spanish is spelled Fiesta. So I wanted to have a joyous name, but for English speakers, PH is more English, so I figured we'd mix the two. And I just thought about it one day, and I created Phiesta LLC, and that's how it came about. It's just sort of joining two worlds with one word, like short names. That's why it's Phiesta LLC, one word, and it's going to be Phiesta Inn, two words, instead of Golden Magnolia Marine Resort. Before that, it was the Live Oak Inn. I believe it's an inn, not a resort, even though we have a lot of amenities. I consider ourselves to be an inn, classic inn, like all over the world for centuries. I like the concept of an inn, a welcoming place where you're received like you're coming to your home, you're treated as family, we get to know you get to know us, we help you, sort of like what concierges do. I give all my guests my cell number, so as my son, they can call us anytime. We organize them, whatever they want to do, like a concierge would do at a big hotel. We do all of that.
Great. I was wondering what the theme of the Phiesta Inn actually is with the, you mentioned Cuban coffee, you mentioned Cuban cigars, you mentioned the Argentinian.
I didn't say Cuban cigars, I
steak.
said cigars,
You did say cigars. Okay.
not Cuban.
But what is the actual thing? We got a whiskey room, we got a lot of things going on. And then I looked up the hotel, or the inn, on on Google, and it's beautiful. It's really nice in there. I'm just wondering
Thank you.
what it is.
Well, I think the theme is simply hospitality. We don't have a particular, we're very involved in the arts. As I said, monthly artwork, music. We have a music room. We have a piano and dancing, dance floor. We open up the French doors, so the porches and garden. We have a big lawn in the back. Where we have the oldest fountain in Daytona. We do a lot of weddings. Wedding consultants, flower people, music. I mean, we do quite a few weddings, and we used to before the storm. And that's coming back, so we work closely with the wedding industry. The former owner, I used to send her to conventions for wedding planners, and I went to one myself in Daytona. Get to meet all the people. It's very exciting. Families stay at the hotel usually, and we have a perfect setting for that. We're also buying some additional properties around us.
Do you have anybody for social media?
I can't hear you, I'm sorry.
Do you have a social media account manager for that?
I'm actually talking to people right now as we speak, actually somebody who comes to these things, and we're going to be having a social media presence, not a huge one.
Okay.
I'm not a big believer in that.
Do you have a target date for your reopening?
August 1.
August 1st? Okay, that sounds right on board. That was her question, I'm sorry.
Yeah, August.
So yeah, great, August
In
1st.
August 1, we have my main contractor who's replacing all the wood, including stabilizing the sides. He's gonna start next week. He's busy this week with another project. He and his team will take about 10 days. Have to replace a few windows that were shattered during the storm. Replace some of the fire hydrant, hose, whatever. Dynafire, it all costs money, it takes time, but August 1 is a reasonable, conservative date for reopening. That's my target.
Do you plan on having a reopening party that we could participate in?
Absolutely. We're very open to the public and to the community, the business community. We're very inclusive. It's funny because someone who I know fairly well asked me to do a salsa party every weekend. So I told him I'd do it in the beginning every other weekend, and we'll go from there. I know because he goes with about 20 people every weekend looking for salsa parties all over. So he'll bring a crowd, and we have a lot of other people who already go to the salsa night at Zanzibar Blue. That's Ken Hunt's speakeasy right here on Palmetto. Beautiful place. Ken is magnificent in the work that he's done in that speakeasy. It's a work of art. He's got also a Airbnb up there, which is beautiful. So we have a lot of nice properties here, a number of inns and beds and breakfast around the area, including one right on my block. It's called the Abbey House. They're from 1875. Small bed and breakfast as well, and there's a number of other ones around this area. We're actually thinking about forming our own small sub-association because we're a little different than your classical hotels. We cater to a different crowd. Our policy also, my policy, has been to charge a flat rate and not increase it during special events. We don't increase it during Bike Week or Speed Week or any of that. We keep it the same year-round. Guests appreciate that, but that includes taxes, breakfast. It's all one price, all in. We're going to be charging $360 a night, except for friends and family, of course. But otherwise, it'll be $360 a night flat. You can reserve on our website, which is undergoing revision. The existing website was created by the former owners, with an emphasis on a sister property in Flagler Beach. called the Golden Magnolia Resort and Spa. They have a pool there, which is kept at 98, I think, degrees Fahrenheit, with minerals from the Dead Sea. They have a sauna, they have a restaurant that was functioning, and a really nice spa. They're on A1A. So the sellers of my hotel wanted me to buy that also, but it was too much for me to be in two places at once, 40 minutes away. So at that time I didn't buy it, but I may still buy it when things settle down here in Europe. Because it's different. It's on A1A, so it's on the beach, and big property right in the heart of Flagler Beach. So as you all probably know, it's a charming community. Anyway, so Volusia Flagler, I mean, that's our backyard.
All right, we got another question back here.
Yes, sir, you mentioned that you're signing up with Relais Chateau
Yes.
group. What made you
I'm
choose
applying.
that?
I'm not signing up, I'm applying for membership.
Right. What made you choose that particular group, and what would the process be for that?
Sure. So I looked around. I mean, I know the hotel world. I used to represent hotels and franchisors and franchisees. So I sort of studied the market. By the way, I'll mention one other thing. Before I invested $1, I had a feasibility study done by a company that's the most serious I've ever seen. They did a 50-page report, which took them about 6 months to prepare, and I was interviewed by a team, and they did comparables all over the country for similar businesses, both the hotel and the beach properties. And when it came back very positive, then I invested. So I picked Chateau and Relais because I stayed at their property in Deerfield Beach, and it's magnificent. A property, meaning a property that's a member of that association. It's very unique, beautiful. They got a beautiful restaurant facing the ocean with a wine cellar, and the rooms are just gorgeous rooms, big rooms with desktop computers, and big bathtubs. Similar to ours. I mean, we have those stately sunken baths and jacuzzis in some of the rooms, and porches, and beautiful antique furniture. We have rooms like France, Asia, Morocco, Spain, Tomoka. They're all different. The Asia room, all the furniture is from Uzbekistan. The former owner who lived on the property, who didn't live, but she worked Daytona, is from Uzbekistan, so she brought all the furniture from there. It's kind of the Chinese side of the former Soviet Union. It's beautiful furniture, and it's all there. They really did a meticulous job. The rooms are all very different. People will go on our website and say, I want to stay in the Asia room, I want to stay in Tomoka. That's how they reserve from our website. Which is, as I said, we'll be going right now, soon, a serious revision. So Chateau and Relais really handles the similar properties to my vision. They're really high-end boutique hotels, bed and breakfast, small properties. In Europe, they're very big in Europe, all over France and Italy and things like that. That's what I like. So it was a good fit for me. The process is you have to apply for membership. They will inspect it. And they have their own criteria, including, is it a historic property? How well is it maintained? Is it involved in the arts? Is it clean? Is it well run? I mean, they have a lot of criteria. So before I apply, I want to be really ready in all aspects. I have my staff fully in, restaurant functioning, liquor license, the beer and wine license, the tobacco license, everything in place. Then I'm going to apply.
All right. Well, that's great. Thank you so much for presenting, Diego. Diego will be hanging around here. We'll be back here next week, same time, 9 o'clock start. You can check us out on Facebook, and please share this opportunity for anyone out there as well. Right now, we'll have everyone go to the front. We'll do our community photo. I won't tell you it's mandatory, but Val will, but she's not here. So it's mandatory, so we'll see you up front. Thank you.
Thank you.